Good morning. It's Tiny Talk Shop. Nancy Hornback.
And I'm Bridget Petrino.
Yeah, we're so glad you guys are here. And this is, as we talk about this topic of politics, we're not going to discuss political views. That's not what this is about. It's about actually having, we had somebody come through to ask about this topic.
This is a viewer request.
Yeah.
So we thought it was a good idea, and it's very relevant.
Do you unfriend people because of their politics or other really hard subjects, religion or whatever? And is it possible to be friends still and agree to disagree? And I think that's really where we've come to in our world right now. There are so many people yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening to each other. Everybody's accusatory because it's such a passionate thing. Hi, Ki, how are you?
And I feel like I've already made my decision as to who I'm voting for. So the posts that come on Facebook, I don't really see that like changing my view at all. I mean, I don't really think anything that anyone's gonna say is really gonna change my mind at this point. So I don't know. You have to look at, why are you posting this?
Well, I'm actually gonna take a little different direction on this because Andrea, hi girl, hi Lisa. I'm going to take a little bit of a change on this because I really feel like, and it's about any really passionate subject, and most of that is politics and religion, and you family members can split apart, friendships can split apart because of those hot button topics, and it's really how do you remain respect for each other. And a good friend of mine, Scott Grimes, I was talking to him the other day, and I told him we were going to do this, and I said, I hope you get on there and just like give me some of your thoughts. And he said to me while we were there, he said, the thing that I do is when people start yapping at what they hate, I actually turn around about another person. I actually say, wait, tell me what you like and what you love about X, Y, and Z, or X, Y, and Z. Don't tell me what you hate. Tell me what you love, because when you have these really hard conversations, and it's about what you like and what you love, I'm there to listen and hear, and maybe through love you might be able to change my mind, but you sure are not going to change my mind by yelling at me and telling me how wrong I am and how awful I am and how awful my views are and how right you are. Like, you know, that's part of that is just having to have the last word and having to be right. Right?
Yeah, and I always say, kind of similar to what you just said, what you hate in someone else is actually a reflection of like what you hate in yourself. What you love in someone else is a reflection of what you love in yourself. So you really need to look at yourself. If you're getting that bothered by what someone else is saying, you have to take a look at yourself.
And well, I also think that just sometimes if there's just hateful stuff, I don't pay attention to it. And hopefully if you have like, you know, acquaintances or somebody that you just kind of come up on Facebook and you don't really know them all that well, or maybe there was somebody from high school and you haven't seen them in 20 years or 30 years or 10 years or whatever it's been, and you guys don't really know each other, and you know there's all that kind of junk going on, and they jump on to, you know, say awful things about you, then that's the kind of stuff you just unfriend. Like, as you know, as a host, every once in a while I get these really nasty things. I could care less if they're just giving me constructive criticism or they're expressing, you know, so that's fine. But when you attack other people in my life, you attack other hosts or me personally and my family, that's when you get unfriended, and that's not acceptable, and I don't think you should ever accept that. But if it's a good friend and, you know, somebody that you know, and then I think it's important, instead of yelling at each other about any of these really hot button topics, to say, hey, let's stop here for a second. And I want to hear what you love and why you love this. And can I then share with you what I love, and I promise to stay in that realm for each other. And I think that's when the real dialogue can happen, because that's really what's happening in politics. People are yelling and screaming at each other and just being crazy. Like, it's crazy.
So have any of you guys unfriended somebody, and why? And Tootie says, it is so easy for me to agree to disagree. I know all of my friends do not agree with everything I believe, but that does not stop me. My love for them, and I respect them. Yeah. That's, you know,
and that's
our goal.
So I hope that, you know, when you hit these really big hot button issues, just remember to have respect. Not everybody's going to have your same beliefs, and I think that it's more important than ever that as we move down this road of where we're headed and where we're going, if we cannot come to the table, even as human beings, just outside of politics, outside of religion, and we can't come together as friends or people, just normal people. We all want the same thing. When it comes down to it, we want to be, we want to love people. We want to be able to have a good life. We all want to be protected.
Yeah.
We want to be, you know, all of those things. We all want the same things, and if we can really come to it to understand that with each other, it'd be awesome.
There's a lot of comments.
Yeah, tons of comments. Yeah, you want to read Anissa?
Okay. I would never unfriend someone for disagreeing with me. In fact, I really want to know other people's perspectives. However, I do know people who have unequivocally stated that if they don't like what you say or perspective, they will unfriend you. Yeah, I've seen that in my news feed too, and I'm just like,
yeah.
That's not really what our country is all about, but I'm not going to like try to start some kind of fight on Facebook. I always say, why are people coming to Facebook? Is it to get in an argument? Is it to hear what they should be doing? No, it's to be social. It's to see what people are up to and be entertained and maybe laugh. It's not always, I mean, sometimes there can be serious.
It's not called enemy book. It's called friend. It's Facebook, and we're not liking enemies. We're liking friends.
Right.
So
yeah,
when you think about that. Hi, Charlene. She says, good morning, Nancy and Bridget. I have a rule that talking about politics with my family friends do not mix. Growing up, I saw how around the election time, my mom and uncle on my father's side would get ugly about it. And I think, you know, for a lot of people, they just do avoid, and I do that too, because there are definitely people in my life that I know that I actually can't do. I was actually doing a show one time, and I was the only one that believed differently than my rest of the people, and I just wanted to understand what they believed. That's all I was asking. I just said, can you guys help me with what you guys believe? And 3/4 of them were angry and yelling at me and telling how awful I was, and one of the girls sat and talked with me, and she didn't judge me for my beliefs, and I didn't judge her, and so I could really understand. Like, we're all so much closer in the middle than I think most of us really understand, you know, with that.
Tiffany says, I'd rather hide the person's post instead of defriending. And yeah,
oh, that's a great idea, Tiffany.
Definitely do that, especially like till, you know, November 9th or whatever, the day after the election. Maybe give it a couple days after the election.
But I think that's
start seeing what they're up to again.
Well, no, she just said a person's post. So
right,
instead
you can
of like
hide, you can unfollow them for a period of time.
Yeah.
And then you can refollow them later, and you never unfriended them.
Yeah.
So that way you're not, you know, seeing all the politics.
Yeah. And Andrea says, I have not unfriended anyone yet, but as you said, everyone has their own beliefs. But when it gets nasty and other people start judging your character, this is it. Because of beliefs, that's when it gets tricky, and that is so true, Andrea, because it's not really who I don't think. I would venture to guess the majority of all of us, we don't want to have that nastiness at us, and we don't want to spit that out at you, but you can understand how, oh my gosh, like somebody's attacking me, what is the first thing you know? I'm going to attack you right back. And I think that if we can all take a breath in anything, this just goes beyond the election and everything else, and to all the really, again, hot button topics. I think if we can stop, take a breath, anytime you're ready to jump and pounce, say, wait a second, before we start talking like this, because I want to hear you, tell me what you love. And I think that Scott Grimes, when he gave me that advice, is so crucial, and I hope that would be the one thing I hope you get out of today. Because when he told me that, I went, oh, that is perfect. I just want to know what you love. Don't tell me what you hate, so that I can then tell you what I love. Most of the time, it's you probably aren't going to agree with me, and that's where that kind of comes in. But then I go, oh, I get it, right? Like why they are liking what they do, and I understand their perspective because of just life circumstances.
I like Wendy says, I will hide a post from someone. I get really sensitive about being unfriended and tend to take it personally. And I think a lot of people do. So that's why it's such a touchy subject. And then you get unfriended because of, you know, a political belief, which you're really allowed to believe what you want. I think it bothers a lot of people.
Yeah, and I know you've got people are blocking me all over the place after cursing me out,
gosh.
and I think it's why people then don't want to talk about it, and then when you don't want to talk about it, nothing can change, right? So people get so afraid to really talk, and so you guys, thank you so much for this conversation and for being here. I was really nervous about doing this. Originally, I was like, yes, I think this is such a great topic. I think it was Carol Ann who said that she suggested this. And I hope you will keep this conversation going.
Definitely share this.
Yes, please.
Let people know, we're all in this together. Let's not be against each other. And I think it's a great topic.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day today, awesome week, and remember to ask about what do you love instead of what do you hate, and then hopefully that'll get that conversation going. Again, Nancy Hornback here.
And I'm Bridget Petrino.
Okay, and hopefully we'll be back together again next week. I've got a super duper busy weekend. I'm actually going to go to New York for Fanny Shoes on sale, the big gala for QVC, and then I'm going to Miami for the weekend. I'm doing going to be with my coaches over the weekend, so I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and if you guys ever missed any of these, you can check out our podcast. It's called Tiny Talks Shop, and it's only in iTunes right now, so you can just search for that. Or you can head over to my website, bridgetpetrino.com, and everything's there.
Good. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care. Much love.